When a baseball pitcher pitches, he makes contact with the ground multiple times throughout the pitch in order for foot contact to affect the projection of the ball. We start at the beginning of the pitch. The left-handed pitcher starts in a neutral position. Then when the pitch starts, he moves his right leg out at a 90-degree angle. As the pitch progresses, he begins to stride out towards home plate. His leg then becomes a 38-degree angle after the stride motion. While lower body moves out, his arm projection starts when his leg is at a 90-degree angle. Projection angle of the ball goes from a neutral to a 62-degree angle. His body ends / the pitch ends in a neutral position.
When looking at the second pitcher, we see the beginner. When we evaluate the way that his angle and arm movement and foot placement begins and ends in the videos, we see the amount of difference between the first pitcher and the second pitcher. The second pitcher does not have as much as a foot placement at the end of the ground, and we see that his foot is pointed towards the right instead of pointed angularly to the home plate as the above pitcher is seen. We then see that his arm is not at a 38-degree angle such as the first pitcher, which results in the pitch not going where we want it to go and it not being a placed pitch as where we want it to go. We also see when the first pitcher ends, he has a leg kick that is wide and above his back, and then in the second pitcher, we see that the leg kick is not as high and almost non-existent. This tells us that the angular motion as well as the force, work, and power is not as large as the first pitcher, showing that the pitch is not going to be where he wants it to be, and he would need to work on his angular movements and his angles of his arm, foot, and knee to assume where the pitch is going to go. We also see with the second pitcher that his stride is not as far out as it needs to be, and he does not match the same angle as the first pitcher. We also see that his arm does not land across his body, but he instead turns to a full turn, unlike the above pitcher. Ultimately, the top pitcher, who is not a beginner, has better movements and angles compared to the second pitcher, which is a given since the second pitcher is indeed a beginner left-handed pitcher. We know that the above pitcher would have a stronger throw and better of an angle when reaching home as compared to the second beginner pitcher. This is seen with the angles and is seen with the arm placement and the foot placement when coming off the mound. We also see that the top pitcher, who is not the beginner, ends in a neutral position, and the second pitcher does not end in a neutral position.